Well, uh, thank you all very much for the invitation. I have to talk a little bit because my presentation will be up in as soon as possible, I think. Well, I'm Pieter Gorgels. I'm the internet manager from the Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam. And well, first, who already visited the new Rijksmuseum? Question. Well, some. And you all already visited our new website and Rijksstudio? Okay, good. We still have some work to do, I see. Well, that's my presentation. So, well, first, I'm going to tell you about our new website and about Rijksstudio. And with Rijksstudio, we want to make available our whole collection in very high resolution and let people enjoy it as the best as possible, and also inspire them to make their own masterpieces. So I want to first show you a video. I hope it is with sound, so let's try. No, that's not my presentation. You had a good presentation, but you had to click on the video. Yeah, there you can click on the. Yeah. So you know which painting this is? Yeah, the Night Watch. Very good. Well, the interesting thing is that the video was not made by the Rijksmuseum itself, but by the ING Bank, is one of our sponsors. And if you, well, it was not really part of the Rijksstudio project, but it was in the spirit of Rijksstudio. So if you make available the collection and invitate everybody to do whatever they want with it, then people come up with such a nice video. So your artworks, but also your partners become your ambassadors. So that's really nice. So, well, Rijksstudio is about making your own masterpiece. So this is part of our campaign. It was a tattoo made inspired by a still life of the Golden Age painting. So next slide, please. So Rijksstudio is all about bringing the collection to the audience. We have now 210,000 artworks in very high resolution. We present them also very large. You can zoom in very deeply. You can save them, share them, and make anything you want with them. And we also, well, Rijksstudio is also a brand, and you have to continuously activate it. So if you just put it online and you don't do anything, then, well, people won't come to your website anymore. So we have to really work on it and do cool stuff with it. Next slide. So the Rijksmuseum is, our mission is connect art, people and history. It's very, very simple. And we are the museum of art in the Netherlands, art and history. And we have 1 million artworks, and only 8,000 are on display in the museum. So we think, we don't think it, it's a fact that our museum is from all the people in Holland. So it's not owned by the museum. It's from the Dutch people, from the Dutch taxpayer, and we think it's from the whole world. So we want to bring this whole collection, not only what we have on display, but also what it's in storage. It's 1 million artworks in storage. We want to bring that in very high resolution to the world, so everybody can enjoy it. So that's our e-strategy. Next slide. So, well, when we think about these things, and also what we thought when we made the new website, well, we first take a look at three things: the museum. Who are you? Who is your audience? What is your identity? And a big art museum is something else than a small history museum in a small town, maybe. So you have to think: who are you? Then you have a lot of tools. You have semantic web, you have augmented reality, you have virtual reality. Well, there are so many tools, but we don't want to use technology for its own sake. So then we look at user trends. So what are people really doing online? And we don't take a look at museums first, at our colleagues. We take a look at what people are doing in the real world, I would say. And we take a look at what really people are doing and go on that bandwagon. And in the sweet spot then between museums, user trends and tools, we like to come up with a concept with real added value for users. Next slide, please. So we also don't like to have a lot of projects, a lot of concepts for all kind of target groups. We want to make a big concept for a target group that's as large as possible. So we think you have to design as a whole, and if you don't do that, maybe you end up with a car like this, and that you don't want. So, next slide. So the first principle behind Rijksstudio is simplicity. Yes. So this is a picture of the reopening of the Rijksmuseum 2 years ago. Well, the museum, the original museum was a simple, had a simple map. It was a big 8. Within the middle was the passageway where you can cycle through, and on top of that there is the Gallery of Honor with all the famous paintings and the Night Watch. So it was a very simple plan. And last century they all filled up the big courtyards in the middle of the 8 with all kind of floors, rooms, departments. And it became like a labyrinth, so it was really cluttered. So the architects, Cus and Ortiz from Spain, they brought back the original map and they renovated it in a very beautiful way. And so now the simplicity of the original museum has brought back, and that simplicity has also become our core value. So, and for a very highbrow and difficult museum as we are, simplicity is a challenge, but we think that's very important to be simple. So we were inspired by iPad apps. This is a screenshot of a drum app, and well, if you give it to a child of 1 year old, he just begins to play, and it works. And well, that's a kind of easiness and simpleness we want to achieve also with our project, with our website. So this is our new homepage. So large images, and you only have 3 buttons on top, and the two most important are plan your visit and dive in the collection. And 80% of our user motivations to come to a website are that. So we don't do all kind of other stuff that's secondary. We only do the most important things. So another principle is image, the power of the image. Well, we live now in these years in an area that is full of images. So we saw the rise of visual social media like Instagram and Pinterest, and everyone is a designer now. So you are really inspired by that. It's also a little bit like a threat that visual, the images are everywhere for a museum. But we thought we have those great images of the past and we preserve them. So it would be nice to go on that bandwagon, and we were really inspired by Pinterest. So, well, you see an evolution in design. You could say that design was, at first, it was making things beautiful, and then design became, well, design is how it works, like the iPhone. That this design is how it works. But now you see the upcoming of platforms like Pinterest or Instagram, but also maybe Airbnb, where people are empowered to become their own designer, to become their own artists. And I think that's the future, that you make platforms where you empower people to be the artists themselves. So next slide. So we invented a new target group. We call it the culture snacker. And the culture snacker is someone who takes pictures the whole day, put them on Facebook, makes all kind of other things with it, put them on Instagram, likes them. So, and we think we are all kind of culture snackers nowadays. So that's a very large target group. Next slide. So what we did is we present the artworks now always full screen and responsive. It looks great on every device. You can zoom in very deeply, zoom out, and you see the whole work. And the information, the metadata are secondary. If you click on the eye, then you see the content. So, but the image, like really enjoying the art as in the museum, that is now possible. And we presented it like this. And we also were inspired by the Google Art Project by this, because the Google Art Project was, I think, the first project that really presented art in this way. So we took it even further, and now we have this. So touch is another principle. Next slide. Well, we were inspired by iPad, by the iPad, and I think on the iPad the relationship between the user and the content is very intimate, and you can touch the content. It's really great, and it's not about resolution or iPad, but it's really about the idea that you can touch the art, that you can get really close to it, really enjoy it. So this child, he wants to caress the dog, and maybe at this moment he doesn't know exactly, is it a real dog or is it a virtual dog, but it doesn't matter. He wants to caress what it loves, and that's what it's all about. So we present the artwork full screen and with very large details. So next slide. So you can zoom in very deeply, and it's really beautiful. And next. So the next thing, we really want to enjoy, that people enjoy our collection. I think 59% of our visitors are, we call spectators, and only 5% is creators. But creators also create interesting stuff for other people, for themselves, but for other people. So it's very interesting. So you want them empowered to make their own stuff. So you can make your own collection in a Pinterest style. So if you love the color red, then you can make a collection like this. Or next, if you love mustaches, for example, then you can make a collection like this. So, and when we launched, we had a campaign. We asked famous designers to do stuff, and Alexander van Sloop is a famous Dutch fashion designer. He made this collection, and he made, next slide, he made this scarf with it, so that's really beautiful. Next slide. We also work with Droog Design, is a famous Dutch design collective, and they made this for the Salone del Mobile in Milano. Beautiful tableware inspired by Golden Age tableware. Next. And this is a video Christian Boslap made, and he made it animations he found with all kind of figures he found in our collection. I hope it works. You can click there with the music.
It's This is not a game for broken hearts played by a lonely band. We both got so much to lose, but here in your heart, it's hell. I would pour you down, but not forever.
I was surprised by how happy I went.
No, that's why it's just become.
Down by the harbor in the
Well, the brilliant thing he came up with that he didn't animate the artwork, but the animation was made out of all the artwork, so that's really interesting. Well, we work also together with Etsy, but I won't tell a lot about it because Ingrid is going to tell about this this afternoon. So here are some results, and the next slide, also a result. Next slide. And this is what just people do. I found this on Twitter. They put some artworks of the Rijksmuseum on curtains, and they put it on Twitter. So that's really nice. So it's all about the brand activation. So you have to work really on Rijksstudio to let it live. And I give you some examples. This is a project we made with La Dress. It's a Dutch fashion label, and they made some beautiful dresses. Yeah, it's very quick, but this is on the night of the opening of the Rijksmuseum. It was on our most famous news show. The presentator, she wore one of those dresses. So in millions of houses, our collection was shown. It was really nice. Next. So this is a project we did with Albert Heijn. It's the most large supermarket chain in the Netherlands, and we put the artworks on milk cartons. So again, in millions of kitchen tables, people in Holland drink a lot of milk. So our artworks could be seen on a daily basis. So and those are also our partners and sponsors. So our partners and sponsors are also doing all this kind of projects with them, where our art is becoming something normal in the daily life of our audience. So this is Heineken. They made some nice beer bottles, also a sponsor. And this is something special. This is Playmobil, and it was really a hit in our web shop because we didn't know it, but there are a lot of Playmobil fan blogs also from adults, or not children, but adults. They collect anything from Playmobil. So they found it on our website, and it's really a success. So we have now, after 30 months, we have 200,000 Rijksstudios. So people are really have an account, and they make things and they download things. So there are more than 1 million images downloaded. Further, there are 270,000 personal collections made. And so now we can say I love Rijks. So maybe that's the most valuable thing about the whole project. It's not about open content, about a new website or so, but it's really that the Rijksmuseum is now a place where people really love to come, also in the museum itself, and they like to come again. And what we do online enhances that whole image. And so the brand Rijksmuseum is maybe the most important thing. So we think that opening up your content is good, but it's not a means in itself. It's only a means to a goal, and the goal is to become the best museum you can be. So that's what we tried. Well, to bundle all the creative work that people are doing, we launched the Rijksstudio Award. It's a design competition last year, and this is the second edition. And I also have a video about this. That's this one. my presentation has gone, so I'm not finished yet. There it is again. So I'm give you some examples. If you can you go one slide back from the Rec Studio Award. This is the inspiration, and then the next slide you see what's made of it by Richard Hutten. So next, this was the inspiration for makeup concept. They were winners of last year. Next, it was the inspiration for a color lamp. You saw it already. Yeah, next. And this was the inspiration for the second winner of this year. That was the preserved foods concept. Next. And Rembrandt was also inspiration for a book bracelet. And you can go to all the pages, 1,200 pages with hands of the drawings of Rembrandt we have in our collection. So it was a little bit our reaction to the Apple Watch, you could say. Yeah. Well, there's another image of it. Okay, to conclude, well, a lot of people ask, will people still come to the museum if you open up your collection like this? And we sometimes compare it with Louis Vuitton bags. Well, on every second-hand market or whatever market in the world, you can buy Louis Vuitton bags as a copy. But we think, well, if you have some money in your life, then you want the original Louis Vuitton bag. So we still think that people enjoy our artworks online, but at the end, they also want to enjoy the original artwork in our museum. So we have a lot of visitors now, so I think that really works. So on the next slide. So in the beginning I said, well, you have to design as a whole, make one concept, and I think the whole concept is only, behind Rijk Studio is only one word, it's close to. So it's close to our, close to the images. You can zoom in very deeply, very high resolution, but also close to the personal interest of people. You can make your own collection, but also you can download them and put it on a poster or whatever and put it on in your bedroom. So that's also very close. So close to was the one word that was in the whole project the leading thing. So, well, Rijksmuseum, we think the collection belongs to everyone. It's everyone's collection. We want people enjoy it. Everywhere, every place, even when you're doing your yoga. So that's it. Thanks. What? Do you want to take questions now? And what you want? Sit down or?
I'll let you standing, I think. Νομίζω ότι ας κάνουμε τις ερωτήσεις στον κάθε ένα ομιλητή ξεχωριστά. Ξέρω ότι δεν το κάνουμε συνήθως αυτό, αλλά για να δώσουμε λίγο με μια μεγαλύτερη αμεσότητα, γιατί ξεχνάμε καμιά φορά, ώστε να τελειώσει ο ένας τι έχει πει ο προηγούμενος. Οπότε, σε εσάς.
Γεια σας, λέγομαι Γιάννης Γεωργίου. May I speak in English? My name is John Georgiou from a developer company, Optimedia. I want to have a personal question to you.
Yeah.
Please tell us a few words. How difficult was the decision of the museum, of the Rijksmuseum, to accept and adapt the new technologies, like augmented reality you said about, and secondly, what was the difficulties?
Sorry,
what was the difficulties?
Yeah.
To get into the consuming market, with the sponsors, with collaboration with Etsy, and to get all these products you sell online. Thank you very much.
Well, we went through a big renovation, and we digitized a lot because we had a lot of time. And we saw all those high-resolution artworks on big screens and our direction, but also other people said, well, it's so great, we have to do something with that. And then we began to make our new website for the relaunch of the renovation, or the reopening of the Rijksmuseum. And, well, as I told them, we looked really what are the user trends. We looked at what people are doing with images. So we looked at Pinterest, Instagram, sites like that. And then we presented the concept of the Rijksstudio, the object page, how we deal with the artworks, and yeah, everybody liked it very much at the beginning. But those like Pinterest style and the Google Art Project was an example. Those are techniques that a lot of people really use and really enjoy. And like augmented reality, for example, we don't use it because it's not something that people use on a daily basis. So we really look at what consumers in a large audience use. So that's an answer, maybe?
Yeah. Yes, thank you very much.
And the second question was
Yes, you get into the market, the consuming market. You have sponsors, you
yeah,
have
well,
products.
yeah, we are a little bit lucky because the Rijksmuseum is the museum in Netherlands. So all the well, we presented us as a really the Dutch museum of art and history. So what we do, we connect with big Dutch brands, so like Heineken and KLM and Philips, and yeah, and they really want to work with us because yeah, our brand is so strong. So but if you as I said, if you have a small museum maybe in a small town, then you have their partners where you can collaborate on other projects. So yeah.
Έχουμε άλλες ερωτήσεις? Όχι. Να κάνω τότε εγώ μία... No, I have a question. Okay, I'll ask the question in Greek. Okay?
Greek, okay.
In Greek. Just to make it more difficult. Λοιπόν, αυτό είναι ένα ερώτημα, δεν το ρωτάτε και θα το ρωτήσω εγώ. Επειδή πολλές φορές συνεργάζομαι με φορείς πολιτιστικούς, το κλασικό ερώτημα που έχουμε για το ανοιχτό είναι κατά πόσο υποτιμά το brand μας ή το τι είναι το πολιτιστικό περιεχόμενο. Χαρακτηριστικά ανέφερα το παράδειγμα του Rijksmuseum σε μία συνάδελφο από ένα μουσείο ελληνικό και μου είπε φαντάσου να ήταν ανοιχτή η Γκουέρνικα του Πικάσο και να είχαμε σόβρακα Γκουέρνικα. Θα το δεχόσουν εσύ αυτό αν ήσουν το μουσείο? Εσείς πώς το αντιμετωπίσατε αυτό? Όχι τα σόβρακα,
Τον έβαλε και επίτηδες, δεν το ζήτησε στα αγγλικά. Τον έβαλε να βάλει τα ακουστικά.
Well, one of our directors, Taco Dibbits, is the director of collections. He said on the same question, he answered, well, I don't care if they put Milkmaid on toilet paper, if they only use our image, because we have the best images. So, that's the question.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you make available your collection, we do it for private and commercial use also. Then you, at the moment you do that, you lose all control. So you can't say, well, it's a pity they do strange things with it, because yeah, you make it available, so yeah, you don't have control anymore. And it's not bad because people are doing beautiful things with it, and if they do great things with them, they are crazy, not we. So.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
I hope. I hope we all understand. Να ευχαριστήσουμε τον Πίτερ και να δώσουμε τώρα τον λόγο στον Φίλιππο. Peter, thanks very much.